This is how I made this replica Tibetan skull, also called a Kapala. I started off with a plastic classic Halloween skull, picked it up at the drugstore, and then I stained it brown with this acrylic paint, and you can use any shade of brown for that if you like, some decorative pieces to glue on, some metal cans to make the nose, and some air-dried clay to make some of the decorative pieces that I will paint silver at the end of the video. I painted the skull in sections. First I did the front half, and then I wiped it off with a paper towel, and then I did the back and inside the jaw, because if it gets too dry when you go to wipe it off, it'll leave these big white patches instead of staining properly. Next I molded some pieces out of air-dried clay, trimmed up the edges some, and I stuck them onto the skull to dry held in place and popped some stones in there. I got these off of Amazon. They're supposed to be decorative iron-on pieces for clothes, but I'm using them to make the skull cap lid decoration, and I'm gluing that around the skull twice. I winged it with this can. I cut it open with a box cutter and made a triangular shape out of it, and I folded it and trimmed it the best that I could until it finally fit. I then took a pair of pliers and just kind of wiggled them back and forth until it carved nostrils on both sides. Painted these pieces, slapped them on, looking great. Did some decorative work on the jaw, and this is going to be all over the place because that's just my creative process. So now I started with the eye caps. I made them out of air-dry clay, and I'm touching them up with a spoon to get my fingerprints out of it. And I put in these little, whatever those are called, those glass things that are in my hand. Took them out to dry, painted them silver, and now I'm gluing them back in now that they're dry. Also painted the teeth silver. I forgot to include that. Here they go. Added some more decorative details with the little metal glue-on pieces, and that finished it up. I hope you guys liked this video. It's all over the place, but so are we. So take care.